But I had to stretch my imagination a little bit because it was her form. Everything about her was something that was a little bit familiar, but mostly unfamiliar.
Right.
Like, for example, the breasts. Now, that had to have been from years and years of mammogram.
From the way the cards were done on the wall, to the very solemn and serious presentation, to the academic language.
I liked more of the sense of going into the womb of New Canaan.
Because it was, in a way, it was about the superficiality of the mock profundity.
That we saw in New Canaan, how did they come to those visual images? Was that from the work, the research that was done from the cereal boxes? The ninja image itself, that beautiful...
The name of a turtle for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was a ninja turtle. That was...
Well, again, it was this kind of mock solemn...
Right.
Take
right.
on all of that sort of thing, which is so often done with great pomposity and
right.
solemnity and a certain amount of pretentiousness.
Exactly.
And that was all just another medium, but it was the same theme. The whole thing was fantastically funny.
Her whole drive to preserve these artifacts is also just to preserve them.
A Neo-Cana show,
right.
I saw them in wood, and I'm like...
Just where you are, you know, you're coming in and experiencing the exhibit, and you're in the distant past, looking into the future, looking into its own past. So it's, you know, really a back and forth.
Release your heart by listening to the ocean that Ninja swims in. Listen and receive.
That pretty much epitomizes what these people did with this symbol.
That was the first thing.
First thing she did, the turtle. Yeah. It wasn't even something I had to think about so intensely.
Is it an apocalyptic vision of a future? Did you know her personally? And what was she like?
She was only 5 feet tall, not quite 5 feet tall. But to people who knew her, she was absolutely grand.
So how do you know so much about this? Did you do some formal studying about this time?
Well, like Ms. Bulbous, I have a natural curiosity, and I love to read about archaeological things.
The real object.
That's what I'm saying, the museum, you know, exhibition.
And I was like, it was a surprise, and like, oh, but I saw this before. It was lovely to actually see the change.
Yeah, and to be caught up in that time element. Exactly. You know, you were there, but you know you're not.
What about a corporate elite stealing DNA? What did they do with it?
Ever.
Right.
Because it absorbed you. It has undertones and overtones because of the implications that are put out in a kind of satirical, and maybe not such a satirical manner, sink in.
Homage to making stuff. And I felt like the turtle as a totem really kind of spoke to this regeneration, this repeating.
Well, it is. That's what the turtle...
Of that create.
This is often a reaction that I have to work when I like the work. And what it is, I'm not so much interested in where I've been as in where I'm going. I'm not so much interested in trying to think back over the work I've seen and liked as interested in seeing what comes next. So I hope there's more to come.